I have very much light right here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to force you to strain your eyes to see in the dark. In the dark. You got to come into the light. And you see how much better it is when you come in the light. Light is essential for life. You must have light. Light is life. The light of the sun that comes to us across 93 million miles, I think that's what they said. The sun is from us, 93 million miles. Well, when that sun hits us, hits our mind, certain things happen. Certain things are communicated to our minds. So light is essential. What I get through is that the teacher, in the modality mood, a teacher must have infinite patience when dealing with a student. I can tell you now, someone who is familiar with teaching techniques, teaching modalities, is that you cannot be impulsive or impatient person when dealing with children, trying to transmit information to them. Where many teachers make their gravest mistake is to assume that children are dumb, that they don't come to the table with anything, they are dumb. And something has to be put in their head or forced into their head. It's all wrong. As a teacher, it's not your responsibility to force nothing into a student's head. You don't even know that student. How can you just presume to force some knowledge into this child's head? Excuse me. Excuse me, sinuses are acting up this morning. It's one thing I had to get adjusted in Texas. It's the pollen and various things in the air which keep me in a state of sniffling and going through different changes. But anyway, you can't force anything on the student. Education, by its very nature, is to draw out of, not to put in. To draw out of, to draw what out of. That's education. From the Latin term, eduare, something of that nature. Eduare, educate. But the root of the word is to draw out of. Draw what out of what? Draw light out of that child's mind. When a child comes into the world, he comes into the world with his own unique message from God. It is recorded and stamped on your DNA. You can study and investigate this fact down to some very crystal clear detail. You don't force anything on a child. Your responsibility as a student and also as a parent. Your responsibility as a teacher, and also as a guardian or parent, is simply to facilitate the emergence of the knowledge and light from the mind of that child, to try and keep up with where the child is going, what the child is trying to do. The child don't need you to interfere, to be some sort of dictator. The child don't need you to do that. There's intelligence, there's divine intelligence shining out from that child's eyes and from that child's mind. That child have a mission, a specific purpose in life. And if you will not interfere, but simply facilitate and be there to guide that child is going, and to provide the necessary tactile material and visual material for that child is going to come forward. It's dictated by the Creator. Who created that? You didn't create that child. That's the matter with it. That's the problem with a lot of so-called adult people who don't function from the perspective of adult mind. They want to be called adults, but they're still children. You have a lot of children who taking up these positions as teachers when they don't have they don't have a clue as what they're doing. They're destroying children. You're not educating them. You're not educating them. The whole modality should not be to put something in the student. The modality is to get something out of the student which God put there. That's the equation. Force nothing. Just have what is necessary for that child and that child's environment, for that child to explore safely, and that child will come to his own knowledge and his own understanding. Assalamu alaikum.